January 17th, a Sunday, 2021, and you know, I've always been wanting to make red beans and rice, New Orleans style. I've talked about it for years, and I was going to make it tomorrow, being Monday, the traditional day for red beans. But today, after a real nice stretch of warm weather, it's still warm out there. It's an overcast day. We have a big Arctic front moving in by the next weekend. Got a few days away, called the polar vortex. We've had like 3 to 4 weeks of above normal, beautiful winter temperature. But today I decided, no, today I'm going to make my red beans and rice. I'm going to cheat a day, but tomorrow it's going to taste fantastic. Of course, I'll sample that tonight. But here it is. My red beans and rice is going to consist of. Got the beans soaking. They've been soaking for about 5 hours. I've got the Cajun Trinity, consisting of celery, green pepper, and onion. And a little wham of 4 cloves of garlic to be tossed in there. And I'm going to cook up, start with the sausage. This is double smoked grandpa sausage from Dalton Butchers near the house here. And I also picked up a pork hock. And there's a lot of pork hock there. I'll probably trim some of that off. And I'm going to add some seasonings, of course, which is going to include my Creole seasoning consists of a little bit of cayenne, onion powder, garlic powder, black pepper, a pinch of salt in there, and some dry thyme. And I'll, going to saute up the sausage, take that out, follow it up with the veggies, add the spices into the veggies, and then throw the beans in there, strain them, drain them, throw the beans in along with the sausage, and let this sucker go for 3 hours. And I can't wait. This is a first, and it's going to be fantastic. Woo! And I forgot to add, as a side, to dip into the beautiful concoction, red beans and rice, I'm going to take a shot at cornbread. We're going to see how that goes. Here we go. All right, going to start things off here. And I'm going to do a nice little browning of the double smoked Kubasa. See, I don't do andouille. I'm from North Edmonton. This is Kubasa country, so I have to add a little bit of my own culture to it here. I guess I can just throw it all in. It's going to be a lot of sausage, baby. And we have a ham hock to go in there too, and that's okay. But added a little bit of vegetable oil in there. There we go. And get the nice brown stuff at the bottom. It's going to be part of the base. And that's what we're going to saute the veggies in. It's a nice fatty kubasa. I can really smell the essence. You can smell the smoke coming out of there. And I assume being local, they may have used poplar wood for this. I'm not quite sure, but Dalton, this is really good sausage. A lot of good kubasas to choose from in North Edmonton, I have to say. It's wonderful. These just have enough of browning, and they're ready to pull out and set aside. There we have it. And what's so important is what's left at the bottom and what's going to be used for the sauté of the veggies. It's going to pick up on that flavor. And before I throw the veggies into sauté, cheers, salute. Beautiful. Time to throw in the veggies. I might add a little bit of butter to this. Might. Of course we're going to add butter to this. Might. There's no mites here. Some unsalted butter added to that. And I'm going to start the steam from the vegetables. The veggies from the Trinity is deglazing the brown stuff at the bottom there. And oh yeah, just smell that. Unbelievable. Just let this go for a few minutes. Then we're going to add the garlic. And then we're going to add everything else. Time to toss the garlic in there. 3-4 minutes of sauteing. Just perfect translucence to the veggies. Stir in the garlic. Always add the garlic last because it will burn fast and it will get bitter if you're not careful. So, you know, good 30 seconds, you'll start to smell the garlic. The oils will be released, and you know you're on the money with that. Alrighto, it's time to add my own Creole seasoning, which is pretty well sort of a standard thing. Got a bit of cayenne, onion powder, garlic powder, pepper, some smoked paprika, a little bit of dry thyme in here, and that's sort of my gig. That's what I do. And let's mix this in, and then we're going to add the beans and sausage and the water. Well, I'm actually using a concentrated chicken stock gel cube. But let's just let this cook just a little bit, and we'll throw everything else in here. Wonderful, wonderful. I forgot to add, I've got regular white salt in there too, just sea salt. And I add the salt as we go. We're going to have the ham. We're already going to have salt in the kubasa and the sausage and the ham and in the broth. So we've got to watch that salt content. And in go the beans. I've had these soaking for about over 5 hours. About a pound of red beans. It's quite a few. Oops! Bumped my tripod there. Followed by the sausage. I'm wondering if my pot's going to be too small. Uh-oh. Going to add the chicken stock broth and then some water, because there's not going to be enough of that, and I want to get this nice and covered. Oh, that's topping it off. This isn't quite big enough. I probably might have too many beans in there. I'm not sure. I've never done this before, but look at that. That's going to look nice. I'm going to turn this up to get it to a boil and then simmer it and keep it uncovered. And then when it reduces a bit, I'm going to add the ham to it. Yeah, if I have to slice it up a bit, so be it, because I do want the flavors. There's a lot of fat in that ham, but I do want a bit of the bone in there too, because that's where all the flavor is. But here we go. Let's see how this goes. Well, I'm only about a half hour into the simmering, and already the flavors are extraordinary. And they haven't even started up yet, you know, because I like to let this go for 3 hours. And there we go. It's reducing. I'm going to keep it uncovered here, keep it uncovered for a couple hours. And yeah, fantastic. This is going to be extraordinary.
Night people are creeping, hanging out, looking at each other. When the dead world stop moving, night people start grooving, hanging out, looking for something to happen.
All right, starting the southern cornbread. So I threw in a cup of cornmeal and added 2/3 of a teaspoon both of baking powder and baking soda, and I will add also the same 2/3 of a teaspoon of salt, and I mix that all up. And now I'm gonna break an egg, and I'm gonna add mix up a wet mix of egg and buttermilk, and then add it to this and give it a good stir. And my wet mix, I have 1 egg, roughly scrambled, and I'm gonna add a cup of buttermilk and give that a mix. Just do the buttermilk in there, give it a good mix with the scrambled egg. Just mix that a bit at a time. Good mix. Sorry, I have the camera in one hand and the fork in the other, so I'm going to just turn this off for a bit. And there's the final product for the cornbread. I added a bit of probably a tablespoon of melted butter to that and gave it a real great whisk. I'm going to let that sit for 15 to 20. The oven's ready to go now, and I'm going to heat up the pan, and I'll toss this in there in 15 minutes. It's been in the oven for about 10 minutes. I'm going to add some veggie oil to it, and then put in the cornbread mixture. Oh, it might be a little too much oil. I can take a bit out if need be. Watch this, it is hot. Handle's very hot. And let's see how this goes. Oh, I thought it'd be sizzling a bit more. I guess I didn't have it hot enough. I have an idea. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's how it looked on YouTube. And then it goes in the oven for 25 minutes. I've got it at 420. There we go. That should do it. There we go. And into the oven it goes for 20 minutes. 25 minutes. Alright, I took a good chunk of the beans out and some of the broth. And I'm going to just grind that down. And I'm going to add it back to the mix. So it's going to thicken the stew a bit and give it that different intensity of flavor. This is just a small amount. I'll probably add more later. And here we go. I pulverized it, much like you do with black bean soup. So now it's gotten quite thick. This is kind of the essence of red beans and rice. The end product is a thick gravy-like substance. This might be thicker than some people like it. I'll let this go. I might add a pinch of water, but not much because I don't want to dilute that incredible flavor.